The girls go on a spa day. Mariah breaks her toe again. Plus, we have a Real Housewives of Atlanta and Married to Medicine crossover. Stay tuned. We're talking about it all right now on the Married to Medicine After Show.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome in, welcome in. If you are watching or listening, then you know this is the Married to Medicine After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. We're talking Season 7, Episode 14, Trouble in Spa-radise. We've got a lot to talk about today. We've got a cameo from one of our favorite Real Housewives of Atlanta housewives. We've got a spa day with our girls. Mariah breaks her toe. We got some more stuff with Scott and Contessa. We got some news and gossip. We got tweets. We got a whole lot of fun stuff for you today. But before we get into it all, I have to introduce myself. I'm Alexis. I'll be hosting today, along with my girls, including Miss Pietra Elise.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. And Miss Brianna Cheyenne.
Hi, guys. Happy to be back. Sorry I missed you last week.
Yes, she left us, y'all. But she's back, and we're ready to talk about some Married to Medicine. So let's start off with what did we think about tonight's episode?
I thought it was cool. I was annoyed. I'm going to be honest. I was annoyed throughout most of the episode.
Okay. I can't wait to see what you were annoyed about.
I liked it. Not feeling Buffy, but yeah, not feeling her. We'll get into that. But overall, I liked the episode because it wasn't as boring as some of them has been. So
yeah, I agree. This has been one of our better episodes. I enjoyed it. I thought there was a lot going on. I thought we kind of got a little bit of resolution with Scott and Contessa, and just a lot of fun stuff. So let's get right on into it. The first thing is we had a little bit of a Real Housewives of Atlanta and Married to Medicine crossover. Our favorite girl, Cynthia, came on the show, and I just knew there was going to be some tea. But honestly, it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was pretty cute.
Yeah, pretty dry conversation. I felt like maybe Cynthia got sick and needed to make up some Real Housewives time. So they were like, go on Married to Medicine, get those hours in, because it didn't feel like they kept reminding us, oh, we know each other. We had this conversation, blah, blah, blah. But it didn't feel like that to me. It felt forced.
Everything is forced.
It's funny because during her storyline right now on Housewives, they're kind of like testing her, how genuine her innocent thing is. So I thought it was funny on Married to Medicine. She's like, she's such a sweet person. We're always laughing, kikiing, like, oh, you better clean up that character.
Oh, okay. You think they were trying to like help her image?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you can tell, I kind of don't like how, like you said, it was forced because it's like they blatantly do things that's like kind of self-explanatory. Like, we know you both are in Atlanta. We get it. And they like say stuff. So I definitely feel like it wasn't genuine.
Right.
I feel like they're just bringing people on for quiet because she doesn't have anyone to like talk to. So it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, well, maybe we can bring in Cynthia.
Yeah.
You guys know each other, you know.
I think, and I don't know for sure, but I feel like with Quad, they thought they were going to get a little bit more from her as far as her divorce is concerned, because honestly, despite a few updates here and there, they don't really talk about it. We don't really see anything crazy going on. We hear about it, but we don't see it. So then they were like, well, let's bring Cynthia on because they've both been divorced and she's going through a divorce, so maybe they can just talk about their divorce. And that's what the conversation felt like, oh, I'm going through a divorce. We've talked about it. Yeah, I know. When I went through my divorce, and it's like, we've heard both of y'all stories before. Do we need to hear it again?
The thing is, we know that they do that. If you think about every reality show, that's what they do. They bring in people that can relate to their situation. But it was not genuine and so forced that it was just noticeable, and like, you could have left that out.
Yeah, I agree. One thing they did talk about, because another thing we probably wanted to see this season and we just didn't, is quad dating. They talked about her perfect guy. Some of the requirements were he had to be manicured, fine body, excellent credit, super rich. Was she doing too much? Like, are her standards out of it? And like, do you believe it? Because, I mean, we've seen her husband, her ex-husband. So it's like, are these new requirements, or is she not holding true?
Here's the thing.
That is funny.
I feel like when you've lived a certain lifestyle for so long, you're not going to lower your standards from what you're used to. Because if I'm used to fine dining and 5-star everything, just because you fine, I'm not going to be okay with rolling up to McDonald's because you don't feel like
not McDonald's.
going out to dinner. So
you could have said In-N-Out.
And ew, In-N-Out was trash. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Not even the place.
That's worth a breakup. trying to. That's a
I
breakup.
love In-N-Out.
I like In-N-Out too. But
Yeah, especially at her age. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to settle.
Yeah, but you're not gonna take me to In-N-Out, even though I like In-N-Out.
I like In-N-Out.
Yeah. This turned into a conversation about In-N-Out. This was not sponsored by In-N-Out. All right, so that's pretty much all we got from that Real Housewives of Atlanta crossover. But Cynthia looked pretty. You know, I liked her braids.
She's
and-
always cute.
yeah, she's always snatched, if nothing else. So, all right, before we move on, do you have a message for our viewers, Bree?
Yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in to us every single week here at AfterBuzz TV, and thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. We appreciate your loyalty and consistency. We have so much to offer, not just with after shows with reality TV, but we also have a lot of scripted dramas. We have comedies, we have movie reviews, book reviews, we even do some red carpet stuff. So thank you again. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you give us 5-star ratings on iTunes. And also make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes, and if you are watching live right now, please let us know where you are in the live
Wow.
chat.
Brian, I hate you.
He's good for a good soundbite. But if you're in the live chat, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what you think of our opinions.
Get
if you want to share your
involved.
opinion, yes. And if you're watching, make sure you like it because you're already here. All right, so let's talk about. There was a few filler things in there. One of them being a family dinner that Heatherly had. Her sons came back from college, and her daughter was there. And the dinner was a conversation about whether their 13-year-old daughter should be able to go to the movies by herself. Do y'all think that that's too young to go to the movies by yourself? Do you
No.
think they're being too hard on her?
No, I don't
They
think so.
shouldn't go to the movies by herself?
No. I don't think that they're
Oh.
being too hard on her. I
Okay.
would, she should basically answer the question. She should be able to go to the movies by herself.
Mm-hmm.
I do see a concern because even though her child does look very mature for her age, 13 is right after 12.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm not gonna lie. When she said
I'm just
13, I was like 13.
She's 13. She
Yeah.
looks grown.
does
Not
look grown.
grown, but like 16.
16. Yeah, 16. Yeah.
I felt for her because my mom was that way.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't go out by myself until 8th grade, and I think 8th grade was 12 or 13, and I had to finesse.
But what are we saying? Go out by yourself, like date?
Like, no,
No,
going
she
out-
just wanted to go
going
to the
out with
movies with her friends.
Just like no
Yeah, that's
supervision, no
cool.
adults. Because I'm not going to lie, when Heavenly was talking about growing up in her neighborhood, back in Jersey, I didn't know my neighbors. Like, my mom had me in the house. I saw my friends at school. I went to private school my whole life, and I came home, and then that was it.
Yeah, mine was different. I knew everybody, and everybody knew me. So if I got in
Yeah.
trouble at school, my mama knew before I can even say anything.
Yeah.
Like, our community was small where everybody knew everybody. Like, my cousin is the principal of the high
Oh,
school.
bye.
My
That's
dad,
dead.
like, you know, my uncle is the chief of police, so everybody
Oh,
know
God.
everybody.
My neighborhood was like that too. I'm from a
Yeah.
small town. My dad worked at the high school. But I was trying to think if at 13 I was going to anywhere by myself, and I don't think I was.
At 13, I was, well, I don't know. She doesn't look like that kid, but I was involved in everything. Like, I played every sport except soccer. So there was always practice after school. I did cheerleading, dance, volleyball, track,
So
basketball.
you didn't even have time to really go out like that.
And if we did go out, it was like fun little stuff in between the games or
Yeah.
something like that, like little cute stuff.
I mean,
You
I
know?
would go, but like either my mom would take my friends or one of my friends' mom would take us at
Yeah.
13. I wasn't just going and meeting my friends.
Because I was thinking, how they don't even get there?
Yeah.
This is a whole new
And
And
you can
Uber,
Uber
and
now.
Uber, but
Yeah.
no, 13 Ubering
Yeah,
now.
I wouldn't do
No.
it. I don't know. This
Look,
is a
I'm
girl
scared to Uber
generation.
myself.
And that's
Yeah.
why I get why Heavenly
Yeah.
was so hesitant, because today is just a really crazy time.
Right, like even they showed like a very short clip of Jackie. It might have been Jackie or Simone talking to a client, and she was like saying how all of her friends are getting on birth control, and they were only 14. And I was like, 14? Like she had eyelash
Y'all,
extensions. I was like, how are you 14?
Oh
with
my
eyelash
God.
extensions?
I just learned how to put on eyelashes last
Listen.
year.
Same here. Like what? They're
This
just
generation and these kids are
Scary.
so much
no,
more
y'all.
grown.
Like, you made me just think about something. When I was running for Miss California, you know, you have to do like the community service and all that stuff. And I had to mentor girls at a military school. And at this military school, these girls were 13, 14-year-old talking about pimps, drugs, weed. I'm like, wait, whoa.
Kids are just exposed to so much more now because they
What?
can have everything on their phone.
And
Yeah,
it
you
just
can't
makes
hide it from
it should
them.
make us
Yeah.
feel like whenever we have kids, like
Yeah, because I was like, am I gonna let my daughter go to the movies by herself?
Exactly.
At 13? By then they gonna have
And
little
they are
kids.
grown.
She poor girl. She's gonna be going through it because not only does she have an overprotective mom and overprotective dad, but she has 2 older brothers. She's not gonna do anything.
She doesn't seem like a kid that would, but she's one of those kids that's nice and sweet and sneaky.
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna force her to be sneaky if they keep
like
being
that.
overprotected.
And she even said that. She was like, well, because, Heavenly was like, well, I didn't get to go out. She was like, well, that's why I used to sneak around.
Yeah.
And it could be her. I don't know how she do that with all these cameras around, but, kids figure it out.
Heavenly be lying like she's not on TV. So she get it from her mama.
Yeah.
Right.
Another little filler thing they had in there was Toya is getting ready to have her housewarming, which is exciting because they have a big, beautiful house. I'd show it off too. But she said that she had around 125 people coming and a budget of $10,000. Is she doing too much?
I think for a housewarming, she's doing way too much.
Okay.
I mean, a budget of $10,000 for a housewarming?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most housewarmings, you're supposed to bring someone the gift.
Right.
So, but she's throwing everybody this gift of a party.
Mm-hmm.
It is just doing too much. It's literally just a show off.
And I'm all about, like, big glam fun, but it's just like, I get she's probably trying to do that because of all that she went through with this house and what everybody has to say. But it's like, even in the previews, I seen her coming out with the Jasmine thing. It's like, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, it's her birthday too, though. Isn't it? She's combining
Is it a combined thing?
Is it?
I don't know, because in the previews, they showed how she celebrated her other birthdays.
I thought we just
I
did
think
the
she was
paint
just
for the
showing
birthday.
us all of the parties she's thrown in the past. I don't think it's her birthday.
Oh, okay.
Because wasn't the painting?
I thought the painting was her
birthday? Yeah, the
party.
painting thing was her birthday.
Yeah.
But either way, it's funny that she's doing a big elaborate housewarming when her house was the reason why she had all those tax issues, and she just paid that off. After paying that off, you buy a whole new house and now you're having a big party. I mean, if you got it, all right, but you're always iffy with Toya because of what she went through. So it's like,
but even if you got it, I seen a fan bring up a point, and I never really realized it. What does she do?
she's a housewife.
She's a housewife,
and she's on Bravo.
So she don't got it. Her husband got it, which is why she needs to be
she
more
got some Bravo
considerate.
checks. And
But
they
that's
always
not
have one little
enough to
business,
be
like
like
they sell hair or coffee
little
mugs
something.
or something.
I'm a Google Toya.
That's not enough to $10K for a housewarming.
Exactly.
Girl, come
That
on.
you just got.
Hopefully, since they're doing it for the show, Bravo chipped in a few thousand.
I doubt it. I strongly
Maybe so.
doubt it.
We'll have to wait and see what happens. Let's get into Scott and Contessa. Usually I kind of roll my eyes at the thought
really
of
like
talking
them.
about Scott and Contessa, but I thought they had a good episode this go round, no?
You're so excited for him.
They had a break.
I thought they had a great episode.
Well, they had a breakthrough because we've been seeing them kind of battle with this the whole time, and at the beginning of the season, I was definitely Team Scott, like how she's just gonna leave her kids, blah blah blah. And then as the time went on, I kind of got more on Contessa's side because it's like she just wanted to go to school for a year. You couldn't step up and help for 1 year, and I think finally he had that breakthrough. Like, okay, I should have been a little bit more supportive. I should have been there for my wife. And do you think it's too late to have that breakthrough? Do you think it's really gonna make a difference now? Is the damage done? What did you guys think of that whole breakthrough conversation?
First of all, I was annoyed because that whole breakthrough could have happened 5 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Facts.
I was so
That's
irritated.
what I am saying.
How many sessions did you have with this therapist for you to finally
wondering
just
that too.
say, "Oh yeah, I sabotaged her,"
they
and
get
that's
on my
all.
nerves.
That's all he had to say for her to be like, "Oh, you did." Like, come on, like that could have happened 5 episodes ago.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's too late. I think it's way overdue. But I see both sides when it comes on to taking responsibility for the problems in their marriage because I think Contessa could have made it a easier transition for Scott before she left for school, because now we see in the previews now she's just now talking about, okay, we have to have a nanny this time. I'm like, well, why didn't you do that the first time around?
So with this couple, like I've been saying since episode 1, everything is forced. They don't have a storyline. They don't have nothing to talk about. So they're making something based off of just what they have. Like, oh, we had a little
bit.
riff little rift in the relationship. Let's make it spread through the whole season to try to make something out of it. And they made it work, but they got to do something else because they're not going to last long with that. Like, and it's so forced and it's so bad because it's one of those things where some things are not even a problem and they overdo it to make it a problem, to make it something. And I do feel like with the other ladies being on multiple seasons before, they need to like kind of coach her on like, you know, what to do. Now, I will say, I love her personality as for she's not a pushover. In the previews, looked like she was about to knock somebody's head off. So I really love the fact that that is her, but we need to see more of that in real life situations other than her getting in people's business and forcing her life story.
So what do you guys think about him being like, oh, I want you to go back to school? Do you think that this is enough where when she does go back to school, it's not going to be an issue anymore? Or do you think the same problem is still going to be there? Or do you think she should stay? How do you guys feel about the situation and going back?
I think it's real convenient that he waited until the last episode to say, I support you going back to school.
It goes along with her saying it's just forced for the show.
There was she probably was already going to school.
I was just about to say, baby girl already got her degree.
Already going to school. Everything is fine in their marriage.
Yes.
They're not going through anything, but just for the sake of the show, let's make a little riff raff.
Exactly. She's probably halfway already done with her semester.
Done.
We're going to see pictures of her at graduation in like the next couple weeks.
Watch. I'm with that.
They're going to make
I've been saying this since the beginning. You know,
sound
even
disappointed.
I know,
because I thought the same thing too. But then when they had this moment today, I was like, oh, well, that was nice. You know, obviously I'm very easy to impress, and I'm too forgiving. But I was happy that they had made that breakthrough. I felt like all they needed this whole time was just to talk to each other about it. But now that y'all bring up the timeline and everything, it's like, well, you know, she did need a storyline because last season it was I don't want to work because I want to be by my kids and around my kids all the time, and that was her storyline. And all of a sudden, there's a whole new storyline of her wanting to be away.
I think they need to just be more authentic because it has to be something real going on in their marriage. I feel like sometimes people come on reality shows and they don't want to show the real. So it's like, okay, it's a convenient problem where it's like, oh, communication issues, so like that's going to be the storyline versus something serious going on where it's like people can tell what's genuine and what's just forced.
Yeah, because I don't see a lot of love in their relationship.
They're not even intimate.
I just see a co-parenting relationship.
I really think they're best friends. They're best friends. As far as a marriage, I don't know how they do it. Like, I've never even seen them kiss before. I don't feel like they like each other. Like, they're cool.
You don't think they like each other? I think they at least like each other.
They like each other, but I mean, as far as like intimate your husband and wife, it's like they're friends.
Maybe they're just a little bit more private on the show with that.
Well, then you need to. This is marriage.
This is public figure. Public.
One thing that I noticed though with this is that, you know, she's back from school, she's back in the city. But he was still doing all the roles for her. He was still picking up the kids. He was still cooking the food. So I was wondering, why is it still like that?
Me too.
And then it also made me feel like, well, maybe the issue wasn't her going to school. I'm just starting to think that Scott is someone who wanted a housewife. He wants a Toya who's just going to be at home, pleasuring him and taking care of the kids. And Contessa's just not that girl. So do you think that could maybe still cause a rift in their relationship going forward?
Absolutely. I think so, because I've run across that. Like, there's a lot of men that like that. They just want their girls at home when they get off. They want to be able to go in the bedroom, do what they got to do. Food got to be cooked, especially in the South. Like, you know, that's the thing. But it's like when you're dealing with someone like Contessa, he knew what he was dealing with before he married her.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where he's accepted who she is. That's going to be another problem in their marriage, and that's probably the real problem that they're not like acknowledging.
Yeah.
I think he's tried to change her because she was doing all that traveling before, and then he got her to just settle in Atlanta even though she wanted to travel more. And I think slowly but surely he was just kind of molding her and see how far of a housewife he can get her. And then it stopped at a point, and he's like, okay, well, this is what it is.
And they're newlyweds, right? They've been married for like how many, like, not long.
I don't think they're like newlyweds, because I think their oldest child's like 10 or 11, and I don't know how much
I don't think
longer
they've been married that long.
I think they've been together for a good amount of time.
Really? Anybody,
Yeah.
if you know how long they've been married,
let us know.
Put it in the chat.
I don't think it's been like decades, but I think it's been at least like 10 years.
They've been together for a really long time, but just not married a long time.
Because I think they were like fresh out of school when they started dating, and I don't know. Let us know if you know, because
their relationship is definitely, I'm not gonna say weird to me, but different. Like I couldn't be in a relationship like that. Like
they're definitely not a Heavenly and Daddy.
Yeah, but that's what love is. Like, you know.
All right, well, I'm glad to see they're doing better. Hopefully it's not fake, and that they get through their issues. Let's get into the big bulk of it all. Probably the best part about this whole episode is Buffy's spa day. So Buffy decides to host an event for people who obviously don't even really fool with her like that. Bless her heart, because she was so excited about it, but so excited to the point where it's kind of annoying.
Extremely.
For one, let's just talk about sis with her whole, we had to have this at a lake house because my house is just too big. And it was like, okay.
Was that shady?
It was a flex for sure.
I mean, it was a flex.
It's like, why did you even need to say that? And since when is a house being too big an issue with throwing something for your friends?
To Buffy's defense, because I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Here we go.
If you're going for an intimate theme, you want an intimate setting.
You can't find an intimate setting in your house.
Goddamn cabin look like we're going to Big Bear.
Look.
Like, what? I knew I was about to see some snow.
I mean, is her living room like humongous?
It
like
could be.
Like, I just feel like you couldn't find one room in your house to make it intimate. Your house is
Maybe the master bedroom.
Okay, Buffy.
But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the girls would have complained regardless. Whether it was her house, the cabin, or a spa that they've never been to. I feel like the girls would have complained anyway.
Yeah. Because, and honestly, okay, let's take it step by step, Alexis. Okay, so basically I was getting annoyed because I felt like the girls weren't excited enough. They didn't seem like appreciative at all. Buffy was like, "Are you excited?" Like, you could tell she was genuinely happy that they were there, and they were all just kind of like, okay. And so it kind of made me wonder, was Buffy just doing too much, or are they just not fooling with Buffy like that? What did you guys think?
First of all, I don't think she was genuinely happy. I think I think she reminded me of a child in like high school that's trying to win friends over.
Yeah.
And you do so much that you're not even yourself. I cannot stand nobody that's trying to do the most to please other people. Just be yourself.
That's a good
Everything point. She was doing was over the top. Yeah, over here. Yeah, come on. Let's do. Oh my God, it's so fun. Oh my God, it's like, can I call an Uber? Because I would have honestly had the same face that Jackie had, because I get it. She's the new girl in the group. She's trying to like express herself, but she's not gonna last long like that. I don't think she's gonna be on because she's doing too much trying to be liked. If nobody like you, who give a damn? Like, be yourself. Be true to yourself. She was literally, even when she went to go put on the swimsuit, she's doing the most. Like, what? It's like, bruh, like, calm down. Like, so that's probably why the energy was like that. Even at the end, everything was like forced. Okay, let's all sit around and talk about, I mean, we're here, then the ghost. She walking in there with the ghosts and stuff. It's like, why you have to do all this? Like, why? And then she's kind of weird to me. She's kind of like weird. Something's wrong with her.
Oh my gosh. In what way?
She always diagnosing somebody.
She might have mental issues. Who the hell does that? Goats? Yoga.
Oh, that's a thing.
That's not a mental issue.
No. The way she walked in there, I wish we had a clip to roll it back.
That's not a mental issue.
I really wish we had a clip to roll it back. Like, how she was. Did y'all see how she was historically crying on the preview?
Hysterically.
Like, doesn't matter. My point is, she's over the top, and I've officially, like, I don't like her. But at first, I was giving her a chance. I don't like her. She's doing too much.
I just kind of felt like, because I felt like in the beginning, she seemed excited, but it wasn't so over the top. I felt like she became more over the top because she was kind of compensating for the fact that the girls were being so dry. And it was like, are the girls being dry because they feel like she's doing too much, or are they being dry just because they don't like her? Or just call it out.
If I was in a situation, I would be like, so what's going on, or whatever.
But it's a spa day, though. Like, you're supposed to be relaxed. So just to have all that energy, it's extra.
Yeah,
when you
she
go
was doing something nice for you. She planned everything out. Y'all didn't have to pay for it.
At all.
And she's being nice when... Honestly, when she was even throwing it, I was like, why is she throwing something for these girls? Because they obviously don't care for her. And that, but the only person who seemed excited was Toya. And I think that was only because she's been stressed and she actually legit needed a spa day.
I don't know why. What did she do?
I don't know.
What did she?
Well,
why
she just got done building a house and she had a miscarriage.
got
and
done
now she's
building
planning a party.
Oh,
You know, that
But she
type
did
of
just
stress.
have a miscarriage and
Yeah.
stuff.
I
so
get that.
that could weigh on
It
your
can
body.
be stressful being a housewife and on TV and planning big fancy things.
That ain't no real stress. No, but honestly, she just kept yelling and just kept jumping around and like just doing the most. And it's just like one of those things where I don't think she would ever be able to earn the girl's respect. I'm gonna say respect because it's one of those things where it's like, you're not even yourself. We don't even know who you are because you're trying to do everything to make other people happy. And we have to think about if we was in that situation with Buffy doing all that, we would have the same energy probably.
Yeah,
like,
Jackie was a mood.
Yeah, like...
Let's talk about Jackie. I was just about to bring her up. So I was kind of getting annoyed with Jackie because it's like, okay, Jackie, are you over it or not? Because you apologized to her. You said you wanted to move past it, but it's obvious you don't like her. And I just don't understand why she doesn't like her.
I don't understand that either.
Did she not like her before she brought up the infertile comment and that's why she did bring it up, but we just didn't know she didn't like her until she did that? Or is she really just mad at the girl getting mad at her? Like, and either way, I feel like it's childish and I don't understand why she's doing it.
I was thinking the same thing because I literally said, Jackie, you apologized to this girl and now you went to her event. You didn't have to go and you have a whole attitude. You're annoyed, all this extra stuff. This is a free day. Just enjoy yourself. So Jackie just seems like she's that mean girl of the group to me that knows that she can sway people's view of other people. Like just in high school, like that new girl, if you see the OG mean girl doesn't bang with one girl, you're not gonna bang with her either.
Yeah.
So I just don't, that's just the role she gives me. And that whole scene and how awkward it was to watch her, and Buffy was so excited and she was so distant. I'm like, yeah, Jackie's on another level.
You know what I think it is, but I feel like she's way too old for this. Buffy came in as Simone's friend, and you know Jackie and Simone are like super duper close. So maybe it's one of those situations where you like, you know, like you're friends with someone, and then they bring around their other friend, and it's like, I don't really want you here, but you're my friend's friend. And do you think it's that type of situation? Like maybe
I
it
think
could
it's
be
a
jealousy.
mixture of everything.
Okay,
it's a mixture of everything. I just feel like, I'm telling y'all don't want to listen to me.
She don't
The girl has mental issues.
Well, I mean, she's married to a psychotherapist?
And that's probably what she needed to keep her sane and together. I'm telling y'all have to, okay, I don't want to go there, but you have to look deeper into stuff. Like literally, why would somebody be doing all that? Somebody
it's just
that's
low
secure.
self-esteem.
I think she
that too. But that's
Desperation to fit in with the group. I think she wants everybody to like her. Which I don't understand why.
Right.
And like you said, I think they see through that she's just doing the most, and it's making them not want to be her friend, so it's kind of doing the opposite of what she wants.
Yeah, I don't even think she should have had it, but again, same thing with Contessa with Buffy. She doesn't have a storyline. If this, like, let's be real, if Jackie wouldn't have said that at the event, what would her storyline be?
I agree. I've said that before.
Like,
I
what?
think, you know, she came in with Jocelyn Hernandez, and production was probably like, "Ooh, Jocelyn gonna be in the mix."
Good. Yeah.
And then they were left with Buffy, and it's like, wah wah.
Scraps.
And she don't have no personality, y'all, like none.
Or they just haven't put her in a position where they can really show it. She's just, I don't know.
When she was at that table and Jack, that was her moment.
Yeah.
And she's sitting back, just looking. Like,
well, we've
what?
seen her mad.
Yeah,
so
have.
we know she'll
can turn up.
She'll turn up.
She will. She just doesn't, and I don't know.
Not in a fun way.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out good old Buffy, but I don't think she's going to be on next season for us to really get to know her more. But we'll see at the reunion. Usually, if the
Usually at the reunion, because they don't see this when after shooting, they don't see until we see it.
Yeah.
So at the reunion, everybody has seen it and looking at it. Now it's like, okay, what you got to say about how you looked?
Oh, we'll have to wait and see. Another thing that happened at Buffy Spa Day is, so Mariah broke her toe again. When I saw it, I was like, what, her toe already broke? It was. She broke it again, but I guess this was like the toe of all toes because she actually needed a helper. Because she broke her toe before and she didn't need her sister to come with her to help her around, but all of a sudden she needed to go on this thing and her sister Lake had to come. Do you think that she was lying and really needing help and she just wanted to bring Lake to be messy with Quad? Like, what did you think about her bringing her sister?
I think Lake wanted a moment. And Mariah was happy to give it to her. The whole thing about the husband thing is played out. They're divorced. Let it go. You're not a cast member. You're not A-list or B-list cast member, so there's no reason to even revisit this just to give you a scene. Mariah knew what she was doing by saying, can I bring help instead of my sister? She knows damn well what she was doing, so it was completely messy. But the thing is, this is why I say Lake wanted a moment, because she went out of her way to make the comment saying, well, if sisters can make up, then I'm sure friends can make up too. Knowing that everybody was going to look at it like, oh, are you referring to Quad and Mariah?
Yeah.
And then she wants to say, oh, I don't have any comment about if they would become friends again. So why would you bring up the topic?
Yeah.
She just wanted some attention, and I hope she didn't get a check for that scene.
I don't even know why she was there. I just want Mariah to fight her own battles.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like lately we haven't been really seeing her, like, step up to the plate for stuff. Like, if it comes down to her making a comment on anything, it's very vague, you know, nothing. But she'll push somebody else out there to, like, kind of do it for her. And that's just, like, that's scary to me. Like, I mean, say what you got to say. What's up? Like, what's the problem?
It's just like, why? Because Mariah's never been that person before.
Exactly.
So,
I honestly think they're lying about the whole situation. I'm not even gonna lie.
Lying about what, her toe?
No, lying about Quad cheating with the husband.
Said.
Oh, yeah.
Because honestly, let's be real. Let's be real. Y'all all sitting here. If a woman slept with your husband, I don't want to be around you. I'm not even trying to be cordial with you. You had the decision to come here. You knew you was going to be around Quad.
Yeah.
You, like you said, she wanted a moment. I don't think nothing ever happened. She was literally sitting up there trying to go along with Mariah. Mariah needed somebody to have her back, because if it came down to the come down, I think Quad would have, she would have got him around.
I don't think that Quad slept with her husband. I do think there's some sort of story there in the way that they responded, because to me, and I don't know if it was necessarily mature, but I thought it was great how when Quad and Lake were both there, they tried to bring it up and both shut him down. Like, I don't really want to talk about this today. You know, we had our issue and that's something we have to talk about, not in this area. So I think something probably happened with them that caused them to fall out, but I don't think it was her sleeping with her husband. Maybe it's a Jordan Woods and Kylie situation. You know, Lake is Chloe and you know, and
Quad she
is
actually
Jordan,
did like kiss him or something.
But yeah, maybe she was in the wrong place,
Something
the wrong time,
was
a situation. It was inappropriate. She didn't necessarily sleep with him, but it was like, why were you there with my man? Which is the same way I feel about
weird.
Jordan. But I just wish people on the show would talk. Because, like they said, because like Contessa said, they're divorced now. This obviously happened years ago, and it just seems like nobody addressed it.
And the thing with Mariah getting on Contessa talking about this doesn't have anything to do with you. Okay, but you're sitting back like it has a lot to do with you, and you're not saying anything about it. So at the end of the day, I don't blame Contessa for trying to, you know, orchestrate what was going on, because had it been Simone or Jackie trying to orchestrate it, I don't think she would have had nothing to say.
So you don't think that Contessa was kind of out of her place by talking
Contessa
about it?
was out of her place for questioning about it, but they're in an open, they having an open discussion about it. If it was a private situation where you didn't want people to talk about it or bring it up, y'all should have talked about that somewhere else, not in the middle of Spa Day.
I think Toya was out of place for asking Lake, what do you want from Quad? But Toya always loves throwing something in there and just like sitting back.
Just waiting.
That's a dangerous person.
Yeah, it is. Well, that wraps up the episode. Let's get into our tweets.
Also, we have a few people in the chat.
Hey, y'all.
Bab0485, is it? He or she, I don't know, because your name could be a girl or a guy, but thanks for watching. They said she was at Quad's wedding, laugh out loud. And Quad did make a good point because I watched Andy's Watch What Happens Live after, and Quad and Kenya was on there. They was kind of getting into it.
They had some tension.
Really?
Yeah, they
I have
had
to go
some
back
tension.
and watch it.
They had some tension, but literally. Quad did bring up the fact, like, if I did sleep with your husband, then why did you come to my wedding after? So it's one of those things where it's like, you're right, she's looking for a moment because clearly this has been squashed and done. If you felt that much that strongly about the situation, you wouldn't have been at the girl's wedding and all cool with it. Like, so.
And I don't think I could even just sit in the same room with somebody like that.
Me neither.
And I don't want my sister hanging around the same room with you either.
Period.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Let's get into these tweets.
So we have tweets. We have Storm. Oh my God, I cannot see.
Stormy one
to you says Dr. Jackie is getting it confused. Involving your husband in projects you want to do isn't the same as spending quality time. I've seen some. I can't see y'all.
I've seen some glaring flaws in Dr. Jackie this season. I thought she had it together, but as Mariah said, your slip is hanging.
Yeah,
that's
Married
true.
to Medicine. This is Ryan in the booth, by the
Ryan.
way.
Hi, Ryan. Great
Thank
producer.
you.
This voice for
Yeah,
the tweets is everything.
I usually am team Jackie all the way. She's my sorority sister, and even then, I've always considered her the mature one in the group. But her slip really has been showing this season. She's showing a whole new side of her. But she's even said it. This is the new Jackie.
But that's not a good thing.
It's not a good
and
new
it's
Jackie.
not
It's
cute.
an ugly Jackie.
Yeah,
You're
it
too
doesn't-
old to be acting like that.
Exactly. It doesn't make her look good. It makes her look messy, and it sucks. But
Okay, can somebody else read? I really can't see.
Okay. At My Name is Tanya said, why did Dr. Jackie accept Buffy's invitation if she was going to have a stank face the whole time?
That's what we said too. And I get it, like coming in feeling some type of way because you don't really like the girl. We know you're going to be cordial, but you don't have to come in with that type of attitude.
yeah, for sure.
At Nikki Nicole _82 said, is Toya threatened by Quad or something? Why is she so irritated with Quad being around all the husbands? If they're not worried about her, why are you?
We didn't really talk about that when it happened, but I agree. Maybe Toya feels a way about Quad because Mariah feels a way about Quad.
She's just being messy.
Basically, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we talked about this.
Miss Norris said Toya wants to be somebody so bad with no job and a husband working so much. She's about to pass out, fresh out of debt, immediately into some more debt. Now another $10,000 party with no furniture.
Girl clock.
Girl clock out.
That's a good point too.
No
How you have
furniture.
somebody
How
in
you
your
have a
house?
party?
I wouldn't even want to present my house to anyone without it being
Girl.
all made up and done. But maybe she feels like people will mess up her
Priorities.
furniture. I don't know.
Priority.
All right,
Ghetto.
let's get to news and gossip.
Ghetto. Okay, so here's the news and gossip. So you guys caught the comment that Heavenly said about Quad on the vacation about how she slept with Common. And so Quad felt some type of way, like for real about it. And she called Heavenly out and she was like, that's not a true friend. Like when you find people doing things for ratings instead of, and like willing to put your professional reputation on the line, you have to check people like that.
That's real though.
And yeah, it is very real. So Heavenly went to BET about it and she was apologizing, like basically groveling for Quad to forgive her. So they must have had like they definitely did have an exchange of words about it. But
What is up with Quad always bringing up things later? Like she was literally there when she made the comment and they shut it down immediately. So why are you making it a
Because
thing?
they see.
she was like, Common is in a relationship with Angela Rye, and then she went into this whole thing about black love, because because the whole thing with the husband and the brother and all that stuff. So I guess rewatching it brings it up again.
I totally get wanting to address it, but it felt to me when I watch it felt like they had kind of deaded it right there and nobody really felt any type of way. So why bring it up later? But that's true Quad fashion.
On Sister Circle, she made an official statement kind of explaining what happened between her and Heavenly, and she said, so I picked up the phone and called her and I said, hey, now I see you're taking shots at me. I'm gonna tell you something. You're saying we're friends. I can't keep letting this slide. She continued to add, we'll be all right, we'll be just fine, but when I play with a person, I'm not going to hide behind I'm playing or I'm joking. I'm going to let you know this is real. It's a barrage when I shoot at you.
Ooh.
All right. right.
Go ahead, girl.
I guess that friendship is dwindling. Hopefully they work it out, though. Ooh, child. All right.
Child.
Let's do some predictions. We got one more
AfterBuzz
episode
TV
left. What's going to happen,
predictions.
y'all?
What you think?
Contessa and oh boy getting a divorce.
What?
I'm just playing.
I was about to say, you are dramatic.
I hope that doesn't happen.
No, I'm just playing. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. No, but I do. But I do feel like they really do need to figure out a new storyline. So I think new drama will be created. I think Contessa is gonna get in a fight with somebody. We saw that for the preview. So I really do think we're gonna see that. Who else is there? Toya. This party is gonna be over the top and just extra. Who else is it? I don't know. And Quiet may not be on next season. I don't see it because I really do think she should just focus on sister circle and getting her man and you know, and that's it.
Yeah.
We need 3 new people.
I think the opposite. I think Quad is going to come back next season, so it's going to give her an opportunity to focus more on dating. So we'll get to see that since we didn't get this this season. And I think it's going to focus more on her career.
Okay. I think we're going to have the big party. It's going to be big party, big blow up. There's going to be some arguments in there. The reunion is coming up. I think, well, I don't know if I think or I'm hoping, but I kind of want people to tell Jackie about herself, but I don't want to
gonna do it.
I don't want it to
Nobody
just
gonna
be.
do it.
You know who would do it though? I think Mariah would. Honestly,
Mariah been kind of chill. I don't know how she feel about
She'll
nobody
send
this
somebody
season.
to do it.
yeah, maybe she'll have her sister come on or her mom or something. But
Not her mom.
but I think that somebody because Jackie kind of low key came at everybody this season, and I think maybe watching it back, they'll see it and be like, oh, well, Jackie is kind of low-key messy. I need to tell her about herself, too. But I can also see them not doing that because it's Jackie.
And then, did you see how they was, I know we got to wrap, but did you see how they was, soon as, like, everybody is around her, like, are you okay? It's like, girl, it ain't
The
that
mean
deep.
girl.
It's not that deep.
Queen
like,
Bee, Regina George.
all this
I'm
bad
telling you.
energy. Like,
Yeah, but I'm just seeing a bunch of drama, and hopefully, since we're wrapping things up, it'll be wrapped up positively. So we'll see how it goes.
one more episode.
Yep. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we love talking about this show with you. But before we get out of here, ladies, let the world know where they can find you.
You guys can find me on Pietra Elise TV on all social media platforms. That's PetraElise TV.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at IamB_Cheyenne, CHIANNE.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram as well at IamLexi Fierce. That's IamLexi_FIERCE. And until we meet again, buzz you guys later.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.